Today I'm going to wrap up my series on the mirrors of relationship by talking about the seventh mirror. The seventh mirror is considered the most subtle, as I've mentioned throughout these videos, but it's also often the most difficult to accept. And this is because it is in essence asking us to consider that all things come from one divine source. And what this means is that everything in your life, every experience you have is perfect. And this can really be a challenge for us to accept, particularly when we're going through something that is that causes fear, that's painful, or that is particularly challenging. But the foundation of this idea is that everything comes from one divine source. Therefore, good and evil are simply aspects of the same thing. And that you cannot really understand joy if you've never experienced sadness, that you don't truly know health if you've never experienced illness. From there, it is asking us to consider that no matter what you're experiencing, it's perfect. And so in accepting these, you really begin to understand that everything is happening is coming from one place. And this mirror invites us to step off the path of limitations imposed by others and to instead begin to make ourselves the point of reference and the goal. And so what this means is that success and failure really can only exist when we use an external measuring source. That without measuring ourselves to something external to us, these two concepts don't exist. This is also telling us to please accept that the circumstances in our lives are actually reflecting our own self-perception. And so by this I mean, if your self-esteem is low, the people around you will reflect that in their treatment of you. If you do not recognize your own value and your own gifts, and you're looking for external validation for these, the people around you will often not validate them for you and will instead reflect this lack. And so you will continue in this pattern of not seeing your own value because you are constantly chasing it in a world that reflects that you have no value. And so I would like to add that for many of us, this self-concept is hidden away. We are so close to it, we cannot always see the way that the people around us are truly reflecting what is within us. The concepts we have of ourself, the beliefs that we carry, and these often come out through emotions and through our behaviors, hidden behaviors. And so knowing this, you can see some of the mirrors I've spoken about before sort of show us how each one loops down and down and down until they bring us to the seventh. And the seventh mirror is to basically look at the world as a reflection of what's within us. And so this mirror is essentially telling us that when we are in a situation in which negative emotions or anger are present, that to understand that these emotions are polarizing and only create more anger. We will only see this reflected back at us, as I've spoken about in one of the other mirrors. And so what this means is that in the face of anger or negativity, judgment, fear, and other low vibrational emotions, that love and compassion are the emotions that begin to exact change. Because this mirror shows us that it's actually our job not to try to control the external world around us, but to begin to manage our own internal world. So manage our emotions and our perceptions of all experiences, because the universe takes care of everything. And so I would like to know your thoughts on this mirror. As I mentioned, this mirror is most closely aligned with the work that I do with people. And so I would love to hear your experiences or your perceptions. Please leave those for me in the comments. and I've had a great time going through these mirrors. I had a great opportunity to go through and, I guess, familiarize myself with them even more as I was doing these. So I look forward to making another video for you tomorrow on something completely different.